it left and right, man. You got DJ Vlad always telling people, I'm vaccinated, you vaccinated. Everyone's acting like, oh, well, come join the party of the vaccinated. We're so responsible. And then they come with this after how many children have gotten infected with all kinds of brain, you know what I'm saying, debilitations, different things based on these serum. And he's going to describe this as fluid, just bunches of fluid pumped into children, just a bunch of like a big jar of fluid. What kind of fluid? Food? What kind of fluid, man? What's in this fluid, man? I just want y'all to kick back. I'm reacting to it, but I can't believe this. I can't believe this stuff, man. Hey, flame on, man. We in the Davis Flame Chamber. Shout out to the con. Let's go, man.
This is something very important for all of us. And it's a vaccine EO. I'm delighted to be here in the Oval Office as our administration takes another historic step in our mission to make America healthy again. Today, we're proud to officially announce the United States of America's gold standard childhood vaccination recommendations, and that has to do with many subjects, but including autism in particular. I want to thank the man who has done more than perhaps anyone else to bring about this real revolution, Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., my friend, and he's doing a fantastic job. I'm proud of you. Give me a very powerful hand to use. Strong guy, by the way. Thanks as well to Director of the NIH, Jay Bhattacharya, Deputy Assistant to the President of Domestic Policy, Dr. Heidi Overton, our MAHA moms, and including Jamie Franklin, who's with us today, a very special person, and also the medical experts and professionals who've worked very hard on getting this to happen, this day to come. For long, and far too long, a long period of time, America's recommended more childhood vaccines than any peer nation, and even twice as many doses as some European countries, and even more than that. In many cases, we were requiring 72 jabs for our beautiful, healthy, lovely, delicate little children, including giving the hepatitis B shot to infants and newborns on top of many other vaccinations. The hepatitis B shouldn't be given until they're 14 or 15 years old. They were given early. Effective.
All right. All right. So you're giving stuff to these delicate little children in double, triple the doses of any other country. They've mentioned autism so far multiple times. They're going to keep mentioning autism. This stuff used to be 1 out of thousands, maybe, or whatever, maybe even hundreds of thousands. Now it's 1 out of 12 boys, 1 out of 19, like 1 out of 12, man. And we supposed to think this ain't weaponized against our children. We supposed to think this ain't a silent weapon and a quiet war, and that silent weapons can be just as deadly. And you just blurting it out after our community's debating about, you know what I'm saying, like vaccines and safety and autism and all these connections and vaccine courts and all this stuff. And now you're like, yeah, it was bad. Yeah, we gave them triple the doses, and these delicate kids, they're so delicate that you're shooting them up with 75 jabs. And he's just saying jabs like he's part of the conspiracy community. They've been talking about these pokes and jabs. Jabs sounds a lot better than shots, right? Because if you give somebody a shot, maybe they'll think they're at war. Maybe they'll think they're at war if they hear some shooting and some shots outside. You can't say shots, huh? It sounds too much like war. So they say, President, just say jabs. They do it all the time. You'll seem like you're hip with the conscious community. 75 jabs. Let's go, man. This is mind blasting.
Immediately, my administration is recognizing gold standard childhood vaccine recommendations for only 11 core vaccinations against the most serious and dangerous diseases, along with the
So he went from 75 to 11. And if we couldn't trust you with the 75, we're supposed to trust you with the 11 because now y'all got a plan. Now y'all got a plan. You just linked this vaccine, this serum, this laboratory serum, you just linked it with autism, Con. Now you want to break it up. Look how you want to break up the MMR.
MMR, which hopefully will be split up. You have the MMR, we want it in 3 separate vaccinations, given at separate times. Together, there could be a possibility they're quite lethal.
What?
And separately, it looks like they are not at all lethal.
It looks like they're not. You hear this shit? I had to talk on it. I had to talk on this. How does it look like it's not lethal? Like, you can't say it. This don't look like it's that lethal. Lethal means it's gonna kill you, man. You said put it together is quite lethal, but you've been recommending it and shooting up all our neighborhood children and all these children with with the full dose of this lethal. I gotta back it up. I ain't crazy. We ain't crazy. Matter of fact, we is crazy because y'all driving us crazy with this crap, with this malarkey, man. With this diabolical malarkey. How you say it don't look like it's that lethal? It don't really look like it's lethal. But we've been giving these kids 75 jabs, pow, pew, shots, right? Pew, pew. You shooting up all the children. And we supposed to just deal with it. Can you say it with a straight face? So you want to divide this stuff up that you're linking with autism as if it's less autistic now? Now is this less lethal because it looks this way?
Vaccinations given at separate times. Together, there could be a possibility they're quite lethal, and separately, it looks like they are not at all lethal, but just very effective.
Wow.
So the MMR, we want to have separate visits, separate times. The vaccine being broken into 3 separate single doses and vaccines being administered in separate visits. For example, at 1 year, you should have 5 separate visits for vaccines rather than getting them all in the same day.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, sir. Thank you, boss man. I don't gotta get all the full super serum in one day. I could come back. I could bring my 1-year-old 5 times to you. Because if I bring them to the doctor's office with your magic serum, I'm bringing them to you. And I should trust you after you just blatantly gave full disclosure that this leads to autism and lethal stuff. But you're going to break it up so it's less lethal, but it's so effective. We grew up getting the measles and the mumps, whatever, and we got natural immunity. Y'all act like natural immunity don't exist no more. Somebody get the COVID and then they get better. Then you're like, no, you still need the vaccine. What happened to immunity? Natural immunity. And now it's less lethal. You want to split it up on my 1-year-old. I got to bring my 1-year-old delicate child to get 5 shots that look like they're less lethal.
And I saw this early on, and I've seen proof of it, where they have a vaccination thing, looks like the size of a bottle of soda poured into a little child's
body. So these vaccines is like a bottle of soda to Trump. Soda full of fluid poured into a delicate little child's body. Let's give him shots of the soda.
And bad things happen in too many cases.
Ooh, he said many cases. So all this time must be many cases, right? Y'all think Y'all think I'm making this up, man? I can't make this up. This is on regular NBC Entertainment Tonight. This is on regular stuff that they just talking about. They just talking like it's 1999, man. Partying like it's 1990. These people just, it's crazy to me because I got hit with so many medical misinformation policies, uh, strikes, right? If I get 3 of them strikes, they take my YouTube channel, right? If I get 3 medical misinformation strikes, and all I had to do is disagree with their fact checkers, and now they disagree with their fact checkers. But forget that. Think about all the people that lost their jobs because they stood for something, man. Think about Kyrie, lost 100 M's because he stood for something, man. Because your health and your life is worth more than 100 M's. It's your connection to the earth, your mission, right? Some people will sell their soul for that, but HaWah got a mission for you worth more than 100 M's. The freedom and the connection to the promised land again, man. The code we keep is worth more than 100 M's. It's worth more than that job. Some people went back to their work, got the hit up. I got people in my family left and right that say, yeah, man, we gotta go to work. I gotta take a plane. I gotta fly international. Now you just wanted to fit in. You didn't want to push back. You didn't want to be the odd man out. You didn't want to look like you were irresponsible. Some people caved to the pressure. And now look at this man talking about bottles of soda. How you gonna compare the vaccine to a bottle of soda, Jack? This is
I've
crazy.
seen proof of it, where they have a vaccination thing, looks like the size of a bottle of soda poured into a little child's body. And bad things happen in many cases, in too many cases, because this is an explosion, this is an epidemic. So at year 1, you should have 5 separate visits for vaccines rather than giving them all in the same day. Very importantly, vaccinations for hepatitis B, COVID-19, and influenza, among others, are no longer recommended for all children.
Thank you, Mr. President. We don't need to get the mystery serum to our children anymore. It's now up for the parent, you know what I'm saying, full, you know. I just can't believe this shit. It's so foolish, you know. Now the parent can have, you know, their own determination, you know, over their own child. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for giving us our power back. And honestly, man, as crazy as it is to hear him, you know, speak this plainly, I'm thinking 2 things. One, I mean, cool. You know, we can use our natural, you know what I'm saying, connection to the creator as a reason to not get whatever's they got coming is now in their law. That's great. On the flip side, when they admit to something like this, you almost know they're coming with something else. And then that something else they might say, oh no, this is real. This ain't no bluff. This ain't no boy who cried wolf. You know what I mean? This is a real thing. We need to mandate this vaccine after they just told us we can't trust them. And they've been purposely poisoning not just the children, but the elderly, everybody, man. And they got to really investigate all these deaths and all these situations because it seemed like that is the whole point to me. This ain't about health, man. These people speak with a forked tongue.
In addition, this executive order directs the Attorney General to advance legal challenges against states that violate children's rights to religious or medical vaccination exemptions for the exemptions.
Okay.
Other countries with high vaccination rates without mandates for school. Now, what we do is, other countries have very high vaccination rates, and they have not had, and they don't have, it's without mandates for school. Parents can still choose to give their children all of the vaccinations if they wish. It's up to the parents. We're making recommendations that are strong, but it's up to.
Thank you for giving us back our children, right? Oh, thank you, Mr. President. It's up to us. on what goes into our child's body, my child's body, your child's body. They're telling you, you know what? You can decide. It's up to your discrepancy. This is crazy.
The parents, if they wish, and they will be covered by insurance. However, this updated recommendation finally aligns the United States with other advanced and developed nations around the world. More importantly, it aligns us with common sense and knowledge. Decades ago, children received only a small fraction of the vaccines required today. In those times, people were much healthier, and of course, the high rates of autism now observed did not exist. So there's a reason for such epidemic rates of autism, and we're going to bring it back to much.
You can't just say that, bro. Nah, man. You can't just blurt that out. There's a reason. We've actually are the reason for millions of kids that have to overcome, and fight harder, man, just to get their cognitive abilities and their sensory and their flow. Like, we're the reason for this spectrum talk. We're the reason, our poison. And if you didn't get that shot, you know what I'm saying? Even, man, like, I got 6 children, man. I had to fight them out every time at the hospital. 'Cause every step of the way, they trying to jab them with something. I'm like, nope, I don't want that. We don't want that. Nope, we good. Well, why don't you want it? I said, well, why should I get it? Well, I mean, it's just about the health. I'm like, so what's inside of it? I don't know. So why are you pushing something that you don't know what's inside of it? I don't. Then they start glitching. I had to fight them out every time. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to be slick and take them in the middle of the night. Oh, we just gonna clean them up. You know what I mean? On top of what's in the formulas and the foods and the baby foods and just the stuff we breathe in, what's in these chemtrails that link to this, that link to that. If they don't get you this way, they won't get you that way. Now we just talked about Fauci and the whole respiratory thing and the mice with the human lungs. So if they don't consent to the shot, hit them with the, you know what I mean? We dropped the whole thing about the cadmium and the cadmium. Go get that drop on YouTube, man. So there's this cadmium that they've been spraying. And they had trials in Alabama, just like the Tuskegee trials with the syphilis, man. I'm just drop popping off, man. Just like the syphilis stuff, they were spreading the cadmium and poisoning and having cadmium in the Happy Meal toys and McDonald's and all these toys had the cadmium. Then we learned that the cadmium is the dragon slayer in alchemy. It's the coming together of opposites to reduce the sulfur. To reduce the sulfur is to reduce your fire, to put your light out, man, to dim your eyes. Just like the Virginia House of Delegates, that's all they've been trying to do is take any hope of you even having light in your eyes. And now you link that with the autism flow. You know what I'm saying? Some of them kids got it so bad, it look like they ain't got no light in their eyes. They don't know where they at. You know what I'm saying? Some can recover, right? So all praise HaWah. But damn, you don't just look you don't just look down at a piece of paper and admit that you poison all these children and we're going to make it better. So instead of getting a little bit of our serum, instead of getting a little bit of our poison, just come get little drips of the poison. It's going to do more good than harm, I think. I don't think it's that deadly anymore. Line your children up for this. Or, parents, it's up to your discrepancy. Parents, it's your right. But you should trust us because we got it right this time. Nah, man. This is silent weapons for quiet wars, man. Hey, yourself the real. Take the wheel.
Closer to where it was. Well, we do not know exactly what the cause is with respect to autism. It is essential to our research efforts that we have the very best vaccine recommendations in the entire world. So we're reducing them. We're changing it to visits over a period of a year and a half. So they get 20% of what they would have gotten in one big shot. A big shot like the size of a large glass of something.
What?
This announcement is a major victory for parents' rights, religious and constitutional rights, and for the gold standard science. And we will continue to do the research and update the recommendations as we learn more. And I think you're going to see some amazing results, breaking it up. It's not only that you're doing fewer vaccines or jabs, as they say, but you're doing them in a series of visits to the doctor, much smaller amounts. To ensure Americans benefit from these recommendations, my administration is fully committed to using every tool at our disposal, including a review of potential funding and finding. Frankly, we're doing funding and we're doing findings. And the findings will be announced almost immediately as we gain some strong surety. So now I'd like to have Bobby say a few words, followed by...
And these findings will give us some type of insight. Like, wait a minute, you're still doing the findings, then you should not be pushing this hijack poison on our children. If you're still trying to figure out the funding to get more of it, and the findings, man, the findings is what you should start with, man. But I think you already found out with this dude, man. And I think it was done completely on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Completely. Because the script never changed. You know what I'm saying? They came over here with biological, chemical warfare, man. This has always been their play. Create the problem, come with a solution. Create the virus, come with a vaccine. Create the chaos to get their order. And we see clearly, man. We're going to do a part 2 with Robert Kennedy. Start talking, man, because that's even, he going to just slice and dice the whole thing, even more wide open than this. So stay tuned for part 2. To Water for joining me in David's Flame Chamber. Reaction Drop 101. Y'all leave a comment, man. I need somebody to vibe. I got to vibe with somebody on this one, man. I'll be in the chat, man. We got a special chat just for us in the David's Flame Chamber, man. We're going to get cozy. This is our inner spiral, and we're going to surf this wave, man. But the fact that we hearing this stuff straight up, it seemed like just a play. Like, get America pissed, and then come with some other crap, and then say, oh, well, this crap is going to be, by law, y'all got to take this one because, you know, we got to stop this crazy dog bird swine flu, right? And then this shot right here, everybody needs. And you already told us what this one doing, and Fauci's over here pleading the fifth, man, going crazy. He ain't saying nothing no more. So nobody gonna trust these people, man. But that's gonna cause enough civil unrest to cause the type of chaos they need. So the magician's giving you something, but look out, man. He's also hiding that other hand. So he can say, hey, well, here's something else. And you know what? Now you gotta trust us. I'm sorry, but you gotta trust us. No one can go to school unless you do this. You can't leave your house unless you do this. After you just admitted that y'all full of shit, man. That y'all been poisoning children, been poisoning adults, been poisoning elderly. We've been losing people left and right. You responsible for so much death. This is on a level of wickedness that only connects, man, to everything else we read, man. You know what I'm saying? American Holocaust, Swords of the East, man. They came over here slicing and dicing all the indigenous from here to the Australian Aborigine. We just dropped some Earl Spence drop breaking that down, man. Shout out to the con, man. Keep the water flowing, man. Hey, man, life is bigger than gladiator sports, man. Life is bigger than Rome, man. Life is bigger than bondage in Egypt, right? At some point, you need to cross that wilderness, man, get to the promised land and step into a world unknown. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're doing in real time. This is what you're supporting in real time. The walk through the wilderness, man. It's happening right in your face, boom. The Exodus might not be televised, but it damn sure is on your cell phone, man. I love y'all, man. Stay up, suit up, choose up. We'll be back with some more reaction drop. Halal HaWah!